Jocko was a Navy SEAL who, after years of experience, came home and wanted to train others after what he had seen and what he had done.
People have issues and problems, the training will find them and it'll exploit them. You know, honestly, SEAL training is this big, they try and put this big mystical thing on SEAL training. It's actually not that big of a deal. You go there, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy because it's hard, but you go there, you have to run, swim, do a bunch of push-ups, pull-ups, dips, rope climbs, that's what you do. Sometimes you don't get to sleep very much, sometimes you're really cold, but it's all just not that big of a deal. You go there, you don't quit. It's not some big life-changing experience. I didn't have some eureka moment about my inner self or anything like that. You show up, you don't quit, that's what training is. And so I don't really, and plus it's a little tiny part of your career. I mean, the times when you get to the SEAL teams, you're gonna be colder, you're gonna be more tired, you're gonna work harder, you're gonna be put out more physically when you're in the SEAL teams.
He says that training isn't the hard part. The hard work comes on the job. Show up and don't quit.
So the training is not that big of a deal. It takes 6 months, you get through it and you're done, and then you actually start your career. So basic underwater demolition SEAL training, buds. It's hard, it gets rid of people that don't really want to be there, but it's not some big mystical thing. It's just a bunch of physical exercise that you suck it up and you do. If you're thinking you want to go there, then you need to have it in your mind that you're not going to quit.
He is now a motivational speaker who tells others how they can be successful.
People want to know how to stop the laziness, and they want to know how to stop the procrastination. And, they have some idea in their head, some kind of vision of what they want to do, but they don't know where to start. They don't know where to start it, They don't know where to start. And so they say, hey, where do I start? And when's the best time to start? And I have a very simple answer for that. Here and now. That's it. You want to improve? You want to get better? Get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? Where do you start? You start right here. And when do you start? You start right now. You initiate the action aggressively. You go. Because the idea isn't going to execute itself. And the book isn't going to write itself. And the weights out in the gym, they're not going to move themselves. You have to do it, and you have to do it now.
People always ask him how they can improve. He says, do it. Don't wait, but start here and now. Stop thinking about it and take action.
When you're flying back here to San Diego and you know you're gonna see your friends again and you know you're gonna see your family again and you know you're just gonna go ahead and carry on with the rest of your life. And at the same time, you also know that you didn't bring home all your men, and that's something you're gonna have to live with. And that's something that's not gonna go away. And that burden, it drove me. It drove me to wanna train and teach what I learned on the battlefield to the next generation of SEALs. And so when I got home, I took over the training for the West Coast SEAL teams. Not the training where you see guys carrying boats on their heads and carrying logs around, not that training.
In life, you're gonna have many enemies. Identify the enemy and outfight them.
But the training where SEALs learn to shoot, move, and communicate. The training where SEALs learn to close with and destroy the enemy. And the training where SEALs learn about combat leadership. And the training that I took over, we wanted it to simulate combat. We wanted it to be as close as it could possibly be to combat.
It is not easy to identify the enemy in combat, in war. So what you have to do is you have to control what you can control, right? You got to be prepared. You've got to train. You've got to study. You've got to rehearse. You've got to remain vigilant. You've got to maintain discipline in everything you do so that when the enemy does reveal itself, you have the ability to outthink it, maneuver to outfight the enemy. And it's actually the same thing in business, right? The enemy can be hard to identify.
Control your own actions and prepare for all possibilities. By taking what you've learned from Jocko, you can push yourself to become more successful.
Your competitors aren't broadcasting their next move. You don't know what the market's going to do. You can't be certain about the next trend or the next downturn or the next bubble that's going to burst. You can't know those things. So you have to do the same thing. You have to control what you can control, which is you. You got to gather intelligence. You got to analyze the metrics that you can track. You got to train yourself and your team to be prepared for both the known and also be prepared for the unknown.
Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.